This poem is called I Teach. I walk into class and they look at me like poor thing. And the first thing they're asking is why I'm not wearing Jordans. And I think to myself, well, poor things, because when I ask about their books, it seems the looks are more important. Than the hip hop rhymes and hooks, young minds are less absorbent. And the longer class goes on, the more the attention spans shorten. I try to give life lessons, but for most, my words only bore them. Silence, kayate, be quiet, but they keep on talking. Ashitala, sientate, sit down, but they keep on walking. And if you're lucky, they ignore you. If not, the classroom takes the atmosphere of a courtroom. Because in their minds, a substitute teacher is a loser. So much justify my misfortune. And it wouldn't bother me if in the future I could tell you I could see law school, but all too often for where I sit, the future looks awful. You see? But I don't know, never a college degree guarantees you a seat in a corporate boardroom. Besides, tuition being raised, scholarships cut. And in prison, they're always making more room. And thanks to the Patriot Act, if you're born overseas, it's never been easier for the season to deport you. So how do you tell a kid mom and dad was be there to support you? Actually, get your cap in that gown. There is no open door for us to walk through. Remember, it's about who you know, so you need to know who to talk to. So on a daily basis, must deal with the duality. Somehow explain the ugly reality. Even if you get an advanced degree, you still may not get paid handsomely, but don't want to kill their dreams of legally achieving six-figure salaries by no means. I want them to dream interplanetary. So explain, education increases the probability, but success not a predestined eventuality. Thus, I let them hold on to their dreams, eliminating the fantasy. For those who choose to listen, my words are abnormality. For doing that, their failure is an utter formality. So look at the class of face reality. See the cracked remnants of broken families. I hear silent screams, unspoken tragedies, priorities, misguided due to economic disparity. So our PlayStation portables are barely affordable. Somehow their parents afford it. Or Facebook, YouTube, MTV, BET, they absorb it all. So the voices of reason are barely audible. And they can't come to school with pen, pencil, nor paper. But iPods and iPads are required paraphernalia. You best be living familiar with one another's genitalia, not high school, nor middle, nor 4th and 5th graders. And somewhere along the way, misconduct has become acceptable behavior. That's why we don't appreciate the price of their failure. So I teach because, to me, you need to know that you have to be in that video. So you can climb a corporate ladder. So you have to slide down a stripper pole. And if Johnny lets his subjects, he can dream of success and not go out to connect black or Hispanic male suspects. And Kawana can go to college and break the family cycle. Become a mother like a mother when she graduates high school. And the better Michael's able to read and write, the less a chance please to read him his rights. The teacher of a child can learn every word of an R&B or rap CD, then yeah, he or she can learn the timetables to increase the vocabulary. Once the minds are free, they can defy gravity. When they come back down to earth, they can defy reality. That's why I teach. And I think, is that good? Yeah. Thank you. I'll probably leave it at that for, there's going to be a second half, I guess? Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. I'm going to read from Peter's book, An Interview with Dallas. Which came first? I really don't know if there was one without the other. The idea of the Blueberry Patch came to me when I had my art gallery and design studio. I was having art shows. I got involved with some promoting musicians. We held events out behind the gallery studio. There was a large field and we put on some really great shows. The artists were meeting and sharing with each other. My desire to share was the reason I got into the gallery in the first place. In the mid-70s, I had my own design business. Going out at the time, it was doing quite well. I had plenty of clients and a full schedule. That was when I really got into appreciating art and artists. That was what probably was the first patch. We had acquired a piece of property, we kept on expanding, and it was a great location in Phoenix, right across from one of the larger churches, downtown from one of the major shopping centers. We had parking for about 40 cars. We had a parking lot across the street and the church parking place as well. We were able to arrange some well-populated events, and it was called the Dalbora Design Studio. Everything that I do is based on my appreciation of the arts. I emphasized and promoted as much as I can people who call themselves artists, because being an artist is the hardest thing to do. It's a path that only the strong can take on. I'm going to read to you from a sermon that was given at the First Unitarian Church, Unitarian Universalist Church of St. Petersburg, Florida, by the Reverend Kathleen Damewood Korb. Tyranny of the Majority. Our Constitution was ratified in 1787. It was, I believe, an almost incredible work of genius. And it has stood for 222 years with few substantive changes. One of the things that few people are aware of is its ratification. It depended on several states on the inclusion of the first 10 amendments. That is what is called the Bill of Rights. The first 8 enumerate the constitutional rights of the people. And the 9th and 10th preserve other rights not mentioned to the people and to the states. It was necessary because in a democratic form of government, and a republic is a democratic form of government, there is no tyranny but that of a majority. But that is the tyranny against which that we can no longer appeal. A tyrannous ruler, even a tyrannous bureaucracy, can be toppled by a tyrannous majority. The Bill of Rights is the only bulwark of our liberty. Why do I bring that up? Because the only reason why we are able to speak our mind and have a spoken mic is because of that. Jude?